Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Just to make things clear before I record this part of the story, if you hear snoring in the background, it's just Dougal is like totally fast asleep, so he's probably gonna snore. Anyway, we're gonna go back to Ella now, and this is days later. I wake up to the sound of Second Avenue traffic. Ah, sweet music. Yawning, I slog myself to the kitchen. There's no sign of Dad. Normally he's up by now. I walk around our apartment, no sign of anyone. I'm about to knock on my parents' door when Dad steps out of their bedroom. His eyes are rimmed with tears. How is she? I ask. Let's talk in the kitchen. The world takes on a dreamlike gleam. I sleepwalk into the kitchen. Once we're there, Dad leans against the counter. He grips the countertop like it's the only thing keeping me upright. Your mother is getting worse. I have to make plans. He sighs. And you don't like Marchesa and her daughters. A chill crawls up my neck. This is it. The moment I've dreaded. It's really here. I swallow past the lump of sorrow that just lodged in my throat. We aren't the best of friends or anything, no. The girls are young for their age. Dad stares at the floor. I know you have differences, but I'm asking you to look past all that. His shoulders shake with an elding sob. Things are really hard now. I step closer. When I next speak, I take care to keep my voice in a soothing tone. There are other things we can do. I know what you think. This is a fairy tale life template at work. You're a Cinderella. I'm your father. The template says I'll end up with Marchesa. His chin wobbles. I don't know what will happen, Ellie Belly. All I know is that right now, Marchesa and her daughters are running Cinder. I need them. I've never seen my father more miserable. At this point, I can't deny him anything. Sure, Dad. I'll try harder. And Ellie? Some things are just destined. Fighting them is useless. I hug my elbows. I don't agree. All the sorrow in the world shines in his face as he speaks two final words. You will. Ellie, 6 months later. I'm wearing black again, which makes sense. Again. After all, today marks my second funeral in 6 months. I grab a little card with my father's picture on it. Looking down, I stare at the words along the top. In loving memory of Declan Cinder. I have another card just like this one back on my dresser, only that version reads Raylan Cinder and is dated 3 months ago. My dresser also holds a wedding invitation of sorts. It's a handwritten post-it that Dad left on my computer. On it, my father wrote the date we'd all meet at the courthouse for his second marriage. Marchesa and Declan tied the knot 1 month after Mum died. And now, 2 months after that, second wedding, my father is dead. The coroner said Dad's heart just gave out. That sounds about right. I meander about my family's apartment. With every step, my body feels more numb. Voices echo around me. A few phrases seep into my mind. Where would you like the flowers, Lady Cinder? Zynia, Ivy. It was a beautiful ceremony, Agatha. I stand in the corner of my living room. No one speaks to me. That's fine. I don't want to talk to anyone anyway. I simply stare at the little card and try not to weep. At some point, the visitors take off. Marchesa asked me to help her move some boxes around in the basement. It's not a place I visit much, but fine. I gave my dad my word. I'll try. Marchesa and I step down into a concrete room. There are no boxes here, only a bare mattress in the corner. My breath catches. Marchesa closes the door behind her. She isn't. She wouldn't. There's a click of a lock turning. She just did. Marchesa glares at me, hatred blazed in her brown eyes. My best friend. Ray's gone. Declan married me and then died of a broken heart. This marks my second time as a widow. It makes me miserable. This hasn't been a picnic for me either. I disagree. Life has been rather easy for you, Ellie, Cinder. But now, it's time to balance the scales. You'll learn what it's like to suffer. I blink hard, trying to process what I'm hearing. Sure, you can suspect that someone loves you, but then there's having that someone lock you in a basement and talk about making you suffer. My family tried everything to help you. Doesn't that mean anything? Help me? Marchesa's voice takes on a hysterical edge. You know nothing. Declan was my only true love. Ray stole him away. That ruined my life. That's a shocker. I know you three hung out when you were young, but Mum stealing Dad away, why would she do that? Because she could. Everyone adored Ray, so your mother did what all spoiled women do. She took what she wanted and left others to pay the price. Price? Like suffer? Is all I can do to keep repeating things here. My first husband was horrible, and that's all on Ray. She had other choices than Declan. Scads of men worshipped Raylan Levy. Yet me, I only had one chance. Declan. Ray took him. I should have lived her life. My daughters should have been you. Memories flicker through my mind. Mum and Dad always gave Marchesa and her daughters a free pass. Now it all makes sense. My parents brought you into your personal pity party. If my dad loved you, he would have chosen you. End of story. He didn't. Declan truly loved me. Ray just dazzled him. Rage overtakes my mind. Dad only felt sorry for you, and we both know it. I can't believe you manipulated my parents all these years, using your fake crush on my father to leech off their kindness. Okay, that was really harsh, but it's also totally true. Marchesa's eye flare with rage once more. After that, she turns strangely calm. I'm done with your attitude, she declares. Let's discuss your false identity as Abigail Smythe. Now, I have multiple fake identities. It goes with the whole dual bounty hunter thing. I checked the Abigail Smythe accounts this morning. They were emptied, but the funds moved to another account. I didn't remember doing it, but I balance a lot of numbers. What about Abigail Smythe, I ask. I've discovered your sad attempt to save money. All your bank accounts have been drained. It's on the tip of my tongue to say drained money isn't too scary, but there's no need to point that out. Clearly, Marchesa's unaware that her plan failed. Welcome to your new home. Turning, Marchesa leaves the basement. The door lock clicks behind her. I pull myself from my pocket, dead. Well, Marchesa gets points for actually doing that part right. Still, she thinks she's locked me up. No way. To call for help. She's wrong. My parents always said to hide my true powers. Right now, that advice will save my life. If Marchesa knew what I really could do, I'd be dead already. Closing my eyes, I summon my fey powers. In my mind, I send a message to Gustav. I need some help, bud. An hour passes before I hear a familiar scratch on mousy feet on the basement floor. By this point, I've taken to sitting on my mattress with my back resting against the wall. Gustav hops up onto my knees. So sorry I'm late. When Gustav speaks, his voice is even higher than usual. This little guy's pretty upset. Not to worry. I know you get here eventually. You shouldn't have waited. Marchesa could have done who knows what to you. Why not use your fairy dust? Open the door. I know how much to reach out to and some pigeons down the block, and that's really all I know. Why not enchant the door to open? I'm not sure I have any enchanter powers. Gustav grips his tail tightly. When I think about what could have happened... But it didn't, I state. How about getting me the key to that door? Of course! Gustav runs off. A few minutes later he returns while dragging along a key with his tail. Thanks. I take the key in my hand. Can you tell me when the coast is clear? Absolutely. One thing about mice, they can flatten themselves like pancakes. It doesn't even hurt. Gustav slips under the door. This time, only a few minutes pass before he returns. How's it looking? I whisper. You can go if you leave right now. Just stick to the far left. Far left. Warehouse wall. It's dark there, and that will lead you to the back door. Thanks again, Gustav. Holding the key tightly in my grip, I step up to the door. Sure enough, the door opens with the quietest of clicks. With that done, I march off into the shadows. And my future. Wowzers, guys. Okay, I have to replay this now, and I'm going to tell you why. Do you remember that Ella told Briar Rose she had to leave a stepfamily because they imprisoned her and would use her for all sorts of nastiness and things? Well, actually, a stepfamily didn't know how magic she was. She already lost her wings when she was born, and she didn't tell Briar Rose that, but she did, right? We know that now from her story. So she's still holding back on quite a few things that she's not told Briar Rose, that we're only just learning now. So bear in mind that just because Ella didn't tell Briar Rose does not mean that's her true story, right? This is her actual story. And the thing is she got out before they could do any harm to her. But I'm pretty sure with those words Marchesa said to her that they would have done harm to her. That being said, I guess that's a completely different story from what we first learnt. But maybe Ella wants to hide this for a reason, you know, and that's her right, I guess. When we come back, though, it's funny because we go into what's known as the present day, and that's Ella at age 15. At age 18, sorry. So we've gone from her being 15 to escaping to her now being 18. So maybe as we go on, more bits of the story will unfold. But I can't imagine she would want to stay imprisoned anyway, in there like that. That wouldn't be nice. Yeah, I think Marchesa was definitely evil, and I think she had evil intentions from the start, if I'm honest. So yeah, good on Ella for getting out straight away. But let's see if she does actually come clean with everyone about the truth. It's very interesting that we've flipped this story around just like that, you know? Sorry about Dougal. It really does snore very, very loudly, and I don't want to wake him up. That wouldn't be fair. Thanks for listening. Like I say, when we come back, going to the present day, present Ella, I guess. Same Ella as was in the Briar Rose story, so I guess we'll see where it goes. Many blessings.